So, what's up guys? Welcome to another YouTube video. Figured today I'd give you guys an update on my life, and I haven't talked about full day of eating in a while, and I know a lot of people enjoy that just to see, you know, how I balance nutrition with training, endurance, and all the things. So, yeah, got a ton to update you guys on. Let's get into the YouTube video. A little different than normal. We're gonna hit a bike. I'm gonna explain why. So we're gonna hit a bike workout first, and then hit a weight training session. It is hunting season, so we're gonna go out in the trees and maybe get a buck. So I'll take you guys on the hunt. And yeah, full day of eating, hunting, training. So yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna start our day out with our non-negotiable. Hold the standard. I can't run right now, which we'll get into, like I said. So I'm gonna do what I can instead of saying, oh, you know, I can't run, I'm not gonna do anything. The thing is you gotta hold the standard for yourself. I say every single morning, as soon as I wake up, I have my coffee, and then I get out the door and I do an hour of cardio. If I can't run, I'm biking or I'm doing something. Hour of cardio, whether that's walking with a vest, but you know, right now I'm going on the bike and I'm trying to get that heart rate around zone 2, so 130, you know, 120 beats per minute for an hour. This is what I do. It's a standard of mine. So moral of the story is you can always find a way to get something in, but you can always find an easier way to make excuses. And I'm not gonna make excuses. I used to be that guy, but I'm not that guy anymore. And simply, if I'm being real with you, that just comes from doing it every single day, and it gets easier. What you do over and over again gets easier, you get better at it. That's why discipline's that weird thing where if you don't do it, you kind of lose it. It's like a muscle. So I never fall out of rhythm with that. I always say I'm doing my hour of cardio every morning and a weight training, and that's the standard for me. Ask yourself what's the standard for you and commit to it no matter what's going on. So that's what I encourage you to do, and that's how I stay consistent. That's the secret answer there. Just do it and make it a part of who you are and what you do. So let's go with it. Shoot, I did not want to make this YouTube video. Here's the reality. I'm not, like I said before, my YouTube videos aren't made to put on a fake facade or any of that shit. It's to show you the real deal. Here's the reality. I ran close to 2,000 miles this year, right? Sounds dope. It was dope. I don't regret any of it. Prepped for this marathon prep, been documenting it this whole entire time with you guys. And as you know, I shared on my last YouTube video, I'm hurt. Not gonna go too far into it other than I was training hurt, limping everywhere. I went to the doctor, they said it was plantar fasciitis. He said I could still run. So that was the last, you know, quota I got. I was like, you know, here we go, let's push. So we did 20 miles at a 6:55 pace. Still was hurting, but it was, you know, it didn't hurt too bad to run once I got into it. Here's the reality. I went out for a speed workout, last workout, and my foot swelled up, and it's still swollen. I'll toss up a picture up here, and it hasn't gone down for a week now. And I unfortunately had to pull out of the marathon prep, and man, it's been tough mentally. And anybody that's an athlete knows what it feels like to be injured. It almost feels like your identity's kind of taken away from you. And especially because I want to motivate you guys to be better and do better. I guess I was kind of trained through injuries, and the reality of it is I'm not Superman and it catches up to you. So long story short, I injured myself, should have been smarter about it, should have listened to myself when I was hurting and pulled back. But in reality, I struggle pulling back. I struggle mentally pulling back, because I describe it as an itch. Like I have this desire to really push myself, and it's like scratching an itch. And if I don't have that, I go crazy and I get anxiety, I get stressed out. I don't like where I'm at mentally. I don't like how I act. I'm not good if I don't get my workout in. And you could say that's a bad thing. I look at it as a good thing, because I can push myself and I condition myself to hold that standard, and that's what I do. Now, you might be saying, well, who are you now without running? That's a big question I had to ask myself. And you know, you could apply this to anything, without your job, without what you do, if you ever had something taken away from you. And true answer is, that isn't who I am. I am not a runner. I'm not just a hybrid athlete, whatever term you want to throw on it. I'm just a person who wants to discover their full potential. So wherever that takes me is where it is. I'm not saying I'm never gonna run again, no way. Like, I'm going to the doctor in a few days, but I'm not gonna say that, like not ruling that out. But as of now, I can't run the race because my foot is extremely messed up. But you might ask the question, like, what are you gonna do now? I committed to an hour every day of cardio, and that's what I did. Max push-ups, max pull-ups. You know what that hour of cardio is? It's same effort, same heart rate, zone 2, but on the bike. Yeah, it's not running for me, but it's another avenue for me to push myself. And I'm definitely not giving up, but I gotta pivot. I can't run right now, so I'm not gonna sit around and do nothing. I'm gonna find my next thing that I can do. Whether I do it this year or 2025, or I do it whenever, I'm gonna run another marathon and try to, you know, PR my best time based on my best effort. Like I always share to you guys, I don't give a flying shit about a time, but I want to put my best effort out there. So I'm going to dedicate to that. I'm going to do Leadville 100 mountain bike. I used to race BMX bikes growing up, and I just makes me feel like a kid again. So when I'm on that stationary bike, I always get questions. How do you stay, you know, entertained when you're doing that shit? Here's the thing. It's not easy. It's not fun, but I love it. I'm a student again. I feel like I'm back on the bike, learning things, getting fitter. You know, the bike, the swim, just like triathlon training, it all translate to building that aerobic base to allow you to run far, faster. So, you know, just because I can't run doesn't mean I'm not improving. I'm just improving in a different way. So I'm getting better on the bike right now. My main vision is marathon prep whenever I feel healthy again and I can do that. And then also, you know, do Leadville 100 on a mountain bike through the 12,000 feet, one of the hardest mountain bike races. And just to give you background, I mountain biked like probably 10 times in my life. So I'm a student again, and that's why I do this. A lot of people confine themselves because I think sometimes you see just people running and lifting, and that's what you think that like your identity has to be. But like if you're hurt or if you don't like to run, maybe explore it a little, but try something different, you know? It could be boxing, it could be whatever. For me, it's mountain biking, and that's what I have my blindfolds on is 100 miles in Leadville, Colorado on a mountain bike. I'm saying it now, it's a bucket list of mine that I wanna, you know, either qualify for or somehow get accepted. So, you know, that's what I'm gonna kind of focus my two things. You know, maybe Ironman prep, like I said, I don't have anything set in stone, but I definitely wanna do Leadville on a mountain bike, 100 miles. And to give you context, I think my foot, not to scare you guys, like I think my foot is so messed up because I push past discomfort on my feet. And I think that's a smart thing, is to pull back. You know, sore is different. This was pain, and I just kept pushing through it. And you might think that's dope, but it's pretty stupid of me. So, you know, definitely make sure you're healthy. And I would advise that for other people, but for myself, I'm so critical of myself. So it's tough for me to pull back, like I said. But yeah, so just gonna pivot. That's why we did bike workout. I don't have a mountain bike. I still have my Ironman bike. You know, I'll probably hop on that. But right now it's just get fit on the bike so I can do badass shit on there. So, you know, I think life is all about exploring different opportunities, and, you know, who wouldn't want to try something different? I don't think it's ever good in life to just limit yourself to one thing. And, you know, I love being a student and pushing myself in an uncomfortable area, because biking, it's hard. It's hard to get your heart rate up 130, 140 for an hour if you're not used to it. So it's a different kind of hard, and I like it. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. And yeah, it sucks, but not gonna sit and be a little wussy about it. I'm just gonna get up, pivot. That's what life's about. Sometimes you get things taken away from you, but you know, we're not like little kids now. You gotta grow up and adapt and change and, you know, explore new things, which bring new opportunities and beautiful moments. Another way to push myself. So that's what we're gonna do. So I just wrapped up the hour on the bike, max pull-ups, push-ups, and now we're gonna go eat, show you guys what we have. So yeah, let's do it. So what we got here is 2 eggs, 250 grams of egg whites, peppers, feta cheese, bacon, cottage cheese, and sourdough. Don't knock it till you try it. It's like a really good combo. Sourdough on toast, or sourdough and cottage cheese with bacon on it. Tastes amazing. And a little bit of garlic on there. And yeah, I'm gonna talk more about nutrition later on in this YouTube video and my outlook on it. Hasn't really changed, but you know, just wanna reiterate some things that I think can confuse people. So yeah, but just gonna eat for right now. All right, so we have chicken breast, 6 ounces, lettuce, carrots, sauerkraut, and 350 grams of potatoes. Now, everybody's kryptonite with a diet, I think, is hunger. So how do you get over hunger? You make bigger meals with less calories. Pretty simple math. That's how you feel fuller. So a lot of fiber, a lot of color, vegetables, micronutrients, protein, and just one of the secret hack as far as staying on the diet. So I'm gonna dig in here and then we'll talk next about a little more about diet. Because I know, like I said, there's a lot out there, but just wanna clear up the goggles that a lot of people may have a little fog on them and share kind of what works for me and what I believe is the truth. So yeah, what I wanna talk about is nutrition, just for performance, muscle building, endurance. I do these in my full day of eating. It's cool for me to be like, oh, hey, this is what I eat, this is what I eat, but not really giving you context of how I go about it. So obviously, calories in, calories out. I had this discussion with people, you guys who watch my YouTube videos. Pretty simple, right? If you overeat calories, you're gonna gain weight. If you undereat calories, you're gonna lose weight. If you eat around the same, you're gonna maintain your weight. Here's the thing. The reason why your body composition is where it's at is a direct reflection of your eating habits or your exercise routine. So if you're not doing cardio, maybe that's a reason why you have a little more fat. And it could also be because you're eating a little more calories. If you're doing cardio and you're not eating over calories, you're probably in a deficit, and you notice you get leaner. So I think a lot of people want to kind of blame something else for the reason why they're not where they're at, when in reality it's like, hey, if you control your energy intake, if you do cardio and you weight train, you're gonna see results. But it comes with the knowledge of tracking your calories, and that's what I'm saying is the best thing in my opinion, because you're gonna see things like flaxseed's bad, carbs are the devil, you never eat them, sugar's the devil, fat's the devil, protein, you're gonna get kidney disease, all these crazy things, and before you know it, you're just gonna be freaking eating lettuce. And then there's people saying lettuce is bad. Like, so what do you eat? Nothing. But the main majority of like this whole conversation is just like, just track your calories, figure out if you're losing or gaining weight with your eating habits, and then just pull it back and you'll lose weight. If your goal is to gain weight, put on muscle, you're gonna have to be in a bit of a surplus. So just maybe add an extra meal. Add some peanut butter to your yogurt or granola to your yogurt. Just get more energy in so you can build muscle. And then if you wanna maintain, if you struggle doing that, you gotta think, what is causing me to overeat or what is causing me to undereat, and adjust those variables. It's not rocket science. Please don't demonize any certain foods. I will say there are foods that aren't going to be contributed to getting your goal. For example, if you want to lose weight and you're eating a whole jar of peanut butter, let's be honest, or binging on cookies at night, like that shit ain't gonna fly. Maybe if you have a tablespoon, it's good of peanut butter, or 2 tablespoons. But having 50 servings, like, bro, that's crazy. Not saying you do that, but there's things that we do that maybe if we don't track, we don't realize, right? And that's what you don't measure doesn't change. So, you know, with my one-on-one clients, that's the biggest thing I noticed is you're not tracking oils, and it's not like you have to be dogmatic about it. That's not what this is. It's all ballpark ranges. Tracking calories isn't perfect. No diet's perfect. It just really, really narrows down the error in your eating habits, and then you can adjust them. It's just knowledge. It's just data. You don't have to tie emotion to it. You don't have to get upset about it. Just put in the work and the effort, and a lot of people don't want to, you know, focus on that because here's the reality. They don't want to confront maybe what they're doing and see the honest truth behind it, or they just look at it as work, when in reality, like I said, you can go work for somebody, but you're not willing to work on yourself. I think that's a real weird kind of thing. And here's the thing, I'm not saying I'm perfect, because, you know, I can plug away and do workouts and all these things when I look back at my life, but I wouldn't look at my nutrition, when in reality the nutrition was helping me get better and recover. But that was a limiting factor to me before I really, you know, gained the knowledge and the reps from doing it, because I would overeat or I would undereat some days and overeat other days, and I wasn't ever consistent. So I never saw results. Consistency, data, and knowledge is the best thing. And this goes for everything you do, you know. That's a cool thing. Fitness is the true equalizer, and you can't really hide the fact that if you're not where you want to be, it's a timing thing, but it's also a consistency thing, and maybe it's a discipline thing. And if you get those all in, you'll be like straight to your goal. I want to have a conversation that I shared a post on my Instagram saying things I learned at 24, right? And I know I'm pretty new to this world yet, but I've been through a lot physically, outside of physical things that, you know, I've been through a lot with just life, right? And I think everybody has been through a lot. I don't think you should ever discredit yourself. I think everybody has their trials and tribulations, and you know, that's a whole different video for a different topic. But one thing that I really want to drive home with that post is we all have the ability to control our bodies. And that kind of goes back to like the nutrition thing. And I don't want to focus on that, but I do want to focus on, we all have the control to control our own body. And if you can't control your own body, how are you supposed to control anything else? How are you supposed to control your anxiety? How are you supposed to control your stress? How are you supposed to control your mind? If you don't build the ability to control your body, I think it makes everything else harder in life. I think building your body requires discipline, habits, good habits, consistency, and all the things that are overall going to help your mental space. I think we can all relate to a time where we didn't, I mean, this is me speaking, where I wasn't working out as much and I was focusing on maybe some other things, and my mental health suffered. And like I said before, it's like scratching an itch. I think our bodies are made to move. Some of the best moments I had was, you know, after a workout. But I think we all are made to move. It's the primal nature of humans is to move. And I think when, you know, when I look back, when I was, even now when I'm working a lot and I'm sitting at my desk, or when I used to work for, as an intern, for this construction company, I was in this cubicle. I just remember, like, if I didn't work out that day, I felt horrible. And it's just because we are made to be active. And I think if you can just trust me on this and find time to delegate some time to some fitness. And I don't want to just talk about fitness all the time, but I'm more focused on this shit for mental health, right? You can take my stuff as a fitness channel, which is dope, and I do like that. I enjoy it, but overall, I make these YouTube videos. Like I said, I don't do it to do any other reason but to help you out mentally, because any advice I give you, it's because I've been there and I understand where you're coming from. So just understand that, like, if you do feel a little off or a little low, or maybe some anxiety or stress, I think it comes from pushing back the things that you know you need to do, like maybe work out, get your heart rate up, do some cardio, do some weight training, become a stronger, better version of yourself. I think that reduces, you know, so much built up energy or anxiety. And I think it just really, really allows you to de-stress, right? If you don't have time to de-stress, I think that's when everything kind of consumes you. So it's just kind of like I said, I genuinely make these YouTube videos with little sprinkles of things that I learned from. And I take you on my life of my vlog since I was 20 years old to doing bodybuilding, running marathon, 100 miles, Ironman. Like, this is all my life and journey, and I'm just sharing everything I've learned. And even way before that, when I worked construction and I worked as in a cubicle, and I, you know, did all these things that I think I can relate to you guys a lot, and I think I can help you, and that's why I share this. I genuinely just want to freaking help you guys out, because I know if I went through it, or if I'm feeling a certain way, whether ever anything I said, I know somebody else does, and if I can help somebody else, that's the only message of my YouTube videos. Obviously, you know, my goal is to hopefully make you happy after watching these YouTube videos. But at the end of the day, I'm just being myself, and it's just like, you know, a relationship here. So yeah, this is what makes me happy right here. Oh my gosh, the two girls. This is our backyard setup. She's got her chair in the middle of the yard. And then the little guard dog, the little guard golden. She's crazy. All right, so this is the tree stand setup. We got the climber, and then we have the little mount, so that way this will sit on the tree, so I can just grab my bow, and then there's the top half. So we're gonna trek off into the woods and set this up. Smacked in the face with these fumes from the food, but I'm pretty hungry. This is a big bowl of 93.7 beef, 8 ounces, 400 grams of potatoes, can of green beans, and some peppers. I mean, video doesn't do justice. This shit's big.